Welcome to the first episode of the Sticious podcast. I'm your host, Connor.
And I'm your co-host, Tash.
Yeah, so basically in this podcast, we're just going to be talking about everything spooky and weird, I guess.
Yeah, just to put a disclaimer out there, it's not to condone the existence of these things. It's more just to have a conversation in which we kind of learn a little bit more about where the ideas might have come from and to talk about what we would like to be true in the world. So it's nice, I think, to believe in some things.
Yeah, see, you gotta have that curiosity, you
Exactly.
know? Like, where did this come from? Could it exist? There's some things that it's like, you hear people mention it and you're like, yeah, this sounds like something that could be real. Could happen, like reincarnation. Like, I don't know if I do believe in it.
Yeah.
But the idea of it
is great. It's amazing. Like, what's the harm, in believing in like something like that? I'm not a flat earther though. I just want to put that one out there. Yeah, that's the one that I'm like, okay, bud.
Is that like a myth or is that something superstitious? That just seems.
Yeah, I don't think that even counts as like superstitious. I feel like that just counts as like, I don't know. What if anyone is a flat earther? What was the moment that made you jump to the other side? That's what I want to know. What was the definitive moment you were like, I'm going to dedicate my life to this now? Because you don't meet a flat earther who's just like casual about it. They're passionate about this,
The only way I would start to believe is if I saw the edge and I saw someone step off and they just dropped.
Yeah,
that's
but
the
then
only way.
What about someone walking off a cliff?
But you can still see.
Oh, that is true.
I'm talking about.
We're gonna edit that out.
I'm talking about space, bro.
Oh, you're talking about space. Okay, yeah. But then you wouldn't fall because it's space. You would like float away.
Well, does that mean they don't believe in space? Because
I don't know. I guess in our atmosphere. But then do they just think our atmosphere is like just like a dome? And then that means like, I don't know.
It could be like an Asgard situation,
It's just, boom, Rainbow Road and all the way to the edge. Sorry, we got sidetracked. But we're mainly just going to be diving into these and talking about our personal experiences. Just something a bit lighthearted and a bit fun, I think. Yeah. So to start it off, Connor, are you superstitious?
Yeah, I would say I am. There's a few things in life. As much as you can try to explain it, you can't fully explain it. Mm. So it could be, superstition, or it just could be like, science that we just don't know yet or something.
I kind of get what you mean. I think I'm kind of in the same. I'm from Zimbabwe, shout out Zimbabwean people. In my culture, it's very much so prevalent, the idea of, I guess you could say voodoo or magic, whatever you want to call it. It's interesting to talk about because moving to the West, you kind of find out that not a lot of people believe in a lot of this stuff. And it's mainly just, there's a lot of skeptics out there, which fair enough, good for you for believing or not believing in something, whatever. But I don't know, it's fascinating to talk about, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So I think with those two combined, with our experiences of like me being raised very much so like, these things are real and, stay away. And you having to like be like, some of them are real and some of them are not. I think it'll be fascinating to see where we lie.
Where our differences
lie, yeah.
What's our limit in like belief?
Exactly. And maybe I could change your mind about some things. Or maybe you could change my mind about some things as well.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, because doing some research on some of these things, some of them have made me believe more, and then some have actually just limited my belief in it.
Oh, like, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's been a mixture of both ways. It's actually been it's been strange. It's been strange.
I'm excited to hear about the research because for the most part of this podcast, some stuff I will do research on, but we're trying to keep it so that one person does the research and kind of feeds it into the other person, just so we don't influence too much on what we both know and what we both believe. So I am going into this with just my personal experiences about it. So I'm ready to hear what you've got for me.
So yeah, in case we didn't say it before, our first episode's on mermaids. Ooh. Yes, mermaids. It's actually the creature, species, I don't know, that influenced the entire podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned something new already.
We just have some mermaids.
Okay, I'm a believer, not in the sense of like the like Ariel, you know, the Little Mermaid, where it's like, oh, you know, these beautiful creatures that are half fish, half human, living out in the sea and just like living their lives, riding a whale. In the new one, she rides a whale. I'm pretty sure. I don't 100% remember it correctly, but I more believe in mermaids in the sense of like, when I was growing up anyway, I was told that they're very much evil creatures who lure, I think more sirens than anything, who lure humans in to drown. It's basically sea witches. I don't know if I so much believe that, but I do kind of to an extent think that, yeah, they lure you in and then drag you to like the bottom of the ocean.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
That's where I'm at.
See, but like, I can't remember where I first heard of mermaids, but I didn't used to think that of mermaids like at the beginning. Because I don't know, I think maybe I must have watched The Little Mermaid. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But it was either that or H2O.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah, whenever I pictured mermaids, I wasn't picturing like the creatures that drag you down to the bottom of the sea. I was like, oh yeah, it's just people that turn into fish, or it's like, oh, you know, people with tails just chilling, you know.
Oh, right.
I thought they were kind of nice, kind of decent.
That's interesting. You know, I was very much so like, because there was this girl, I don't remember what her name was, but at school, I remember, this was back when I was in Zim, and she told me that her mom was killed by mermaids. And she told me the story. I don't remember it so much now, but I remember it scarring me for life as a child, because she was like, Zim is a landlocked country, for those who don't know, so we're not surrounded by ocean and sea or whatever. So it was a lake. She said that her mom got too close, fell in, and when she was trying to get herself out, she got dragged, and then they never found her. And she said that she saw a tail. It was I don't remember the details, but that's what she said. I think that was the moment I was freaking terrified of those things, and maybe that's why I don't like water, because I was like, oh damn, okay, yeah.
As a child, you would be terrified.
Yeah.
No, if I had that someone say that like today, I'd just kind of be like, did it happen though?
Yeah. I mean, you would have a lot more questions, but little me was just like, damn, okay, that's it, that's enough. That's enough for me. But yeah, that's where I stand. So you were like the very happy go, and I'm like evil.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It wasn't until I watched, I can't remember what it was. It was something. And then it like depicted mermaids in a different way. I know one of them was like in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like it was before that. And I was just like, damn, so mermaids just kill people. They really just want to kill people.
So, what did you find out?
The first time a mermaid was ever brought up that I could find was about 4,000 years ago in Babylonian times, where there was a god of the sea. And that god was a mermaid. And it's kind of like the mermaids that we know now, where it was like body of a fish and the upper half of a human. And he was also the god of arts and science.
That's interesting.
Kind of nice, kind of. And then he was also the god of cleaners. So, you know, it's a mixed bag.
Of cleaners.
Cleaners. I don't know
like
exactly what that specifies.
Fair enough.
Is it because water was clean? I don't know if he was like a janitor on the side as well, you know. Sometimes you need to earn that money.
You need a side job.
You can't just be a god.
Being a god is not enough, okay? It's just not enough. Right, okay.
Yeah, there's some that consider mermaids gods of fertility. So like,
oh, I've heard of this because of like tattoos. That's the only time I've heard of this. Where,
tattoos?
Yeah, I think I followed some tattoo artists, and they were telling like what different tattoos mean, and then they were like, "Oh, mermaids, fertility," and I was like, "Why? Why? I don't really know why, but because I don't think of fish and think fertile." So I don't know why. Maybe that's me being ignorant. It probably is, but I didn't question it. I was like, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
weird.
I guess they do lay like a bunch of eggs in one go. They have a bunch of kids.
I don't know.
So fertility. Then like throughout the years, there's like different ones. There was the Roman one, They were recognized as half human, half fish mermaids, though the portion of their body that resembled the human figure is still rough all over with scales.
That makes sense.
Right.
Because, water creatures.
Also, I don't know what the scales are for on fish. Like, is it like a defense or something? Is it just from the water?
It's for swimming.
The scales?
Yeah.
Like the fin, like the tail.
Hang on, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like it helps with like streamlining.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right? Plus, a lot of the scales is what's colorful about a fish. So, like, the scale will have a color. And then it helps them with, like, camouflaging when they're in the ocean as well. Yeah. Because then you can, like, yeah. I think, this is not fact. Nobody, like, quote me, but I'm pretty sure.
Hey, nothing we, like, this is a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Nothing we say is 100% accurate.
Yeah, we're putting that there. Nothing we say actually is accurate. Like, this is just to listen to be like, oh, wow. But, like, even with some of the facts that we're saying, take with a grain of salt because facts, we are not professors. But yeah, you know what? That was like one of my biggest beefs with like interpretations of like creatures that live in the water in media. They never have scales. It's like, look at our skin, it's so smooth. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. I go into like a pool for half an hour. I'm like wrinkly as hell. You're telling me...
into a pool, in
into
a bath. You sit in a bath for like 10 minutes and you're like, come out all shriveled. Like, well, raisin time. Skin and water is like, it's a big no for some reason. But anyway, with that, using you as an example, if that's you after like 10 minutes, can you imagine? Oh, speaking of which, this is completely off track. I'm so sorry. But I was discussing this with my family and there was a magician who put himself in a tank of water for like days.
Oh, was this like David Blaine or someone?
Yeah, someone like that. And like, oh, disgusting. If you want to know what happened to his body with him being in water for that long, look it up. But
I want to. I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up. But it is actually like crazy. It's like photos of his hands, and this continued after he had been in water as well. Like he continued to have really bad side effects from this after he had been in water, and it was David Blaine. So if that is what happens when you've got human features and you're in water, then what is up with the media portraying humans as just being like regular humans when they go underwater?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so again, if you were talking about mermaids in the ocean, unless like evolution has like blessed them and their skin as well, then they're gonna be looking saggy.
They will, but scales help with that because if you've got scaly skin, you don't get that pruniness. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I guess that's why they dry really quickly and land as well, because like,
Get scales. Just water flows off you.
Yeah. It must.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, I see mermaids looking more scaly than I do see them looking more human.
Yeah.
More towards the fish side.
Yeah.
Than the human side.
Okay, so the Romans were like scales.
Yeah, Romans were like
Fair enough.
Scales. Yeah, and then Greeks, they just see them as like singing ladies. The
Singing ladies,
bro. They would go out, they would hear people singing, and they'd be like, mermaids. You just hear someone randomly singing, mermaids.
I'm sure, like, they probably saw, like, because, did Greek people wear glasses?
I don't know when glasses...
Yeah.
I know that Benjamin Franklin made, like, bifocals.
Yeah. Because, like, back in the day, this is my thing. Back in the day, a lot of people...
Blind as a bat.
Were blind. Yes, let's be honest. Like, I didn't know I was blind until I got my eyes tested and put glasses on for the first time, and I was like, God damn, like, this is how everyone else sees all the time. Do you know what I mean? So you wouldn't know. You would just assume, like, everyone is seeing blurred vision. So I feel like maybe, right, the Greeks, they would have to take baths in, like, streams of water, right? So imagine someone is, like, a beautiful girl is out there, taking her clothes off. And there's a rock, so you can't see her bottom half. And then a guy is like doing his thing, and she has a beautiful voice, starts singing, minding her business by the rock, hiding because obviously she doesn't want anyone to see her naked. And then this dude sees and is like, whoa, she's singing, she's beautiful, but she's hiding something sketch about her. Mermaids.
That's what happened in Luxembourg.
What's the story in Luxembourg?
Basically, from what I can remember just off the top of my head, a count or like a king. And he was like out hiking. He was on one of his hunting trips. He's lost his way and ended up in this valley where he was admiring the look of this cliff and the ruins of an old Roman castle. And he heard like the woman start singing. And he was like, oh my God, this woman sounds so beautiful. And then he kind of like wandered over to her. She was like sitting on the top of the cliff. So it was like the water was below her and she was just chilling, singing, playing with her hair, you know, seductive shit.
Right.
I think by the time he got up there, she was gone. But then he came back another time before and they actually met face to face and he was just bewitched by her. He fell in love at first sight. And he was like, marry me. And she was like, yeah. Under one condition.
Okay.
You build your castle here and we stay right here. We don't ever move.
That's sus.
That is weird.
In the spot, people don't ask enough questions. So he agreed, I'm guessing, because of course he did.
Well, that was the first condition.
Oh, okay, there's more
And
conditions.
the second condition was that she was to be alone every Saturday.
You know what? You need some me time. That's specific, that every Saturday, but you need your me time, I guess. You go.
And then he swore on his honor.
Yeah.
On his honor, he swore. So he did build his castle. They lived there. They were chilling. She was looking like a human.
I mean, she was a human. We can only assume. Yeah.
You would hope.
You would. Yeah. You're like, okay.
A couple of years may have passed, and he was like, every Saturday. What should be doing? What should be doing?
I'm sorry. You swore on your honor. You had time to ask questions. Your time has passed.
Yeah, you could.
That's it.
Before agreeing to it, you could have been like, yeah, on
Why?
Why?
One word. Why?
Hey, I don't know how good looking she was. Maybe he just wanted to wife her like really quick, make sure.
I mean, people were dying early.
That's true. That's
so,
true. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, you know, waste no time, I guess.
People used to die in their 20s. Jesus Christ.
20s was like grandma age. It was, wasn't it? You're like, if you're living to your 20s, oh, all right. Fancy.
You're 25, Grandma. You're old as
You're old.
Anyway, one Saturday, he was like, let me see what's happening. And he was like peeping through that little keyhole. Saw a tail coming out of the bath. He's like, what the hell's going on? He barged in and then he saw the tail and he gasped in horror. She just disappeared. She like dropped into the lake. she dipped. She like, I don't know if there was a window situation. She was like, nah. And just, I don't know.
I'm picturing like an IT crowd where he gets off the phone, opens the window, and just jumps. That's what I'm picturing her doing. My God.
I was picturing a Scott Pilgrim where he's like, he just left. Melusina was her name.
Ooh, yeah. Melusina.
Right, that's a
nice name.
Melusina. Let me say that real quick. Melusina.
Ew, dude. Oh my God.
Sorry if we just got.
Ew, oh my, gross.
It just turned into 50 Shades of Grey.
Anyway, oh no.
I mean, with a name like that and good looking, you know, I know
what are you saying with a name like that and good looking? Like, I'm sorry, is Glenda not good?
No. If someone was to be like, my name's...
I've set you up on a blind date and you're like, oh, okay, what's her name? And I say Glenda, you're going to be like, nah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and find a good looking Glenda so you can eat your words.
You do that, unless she's got a nickname.
Glenny.
That's even worse.
Glenda? Glenn?
No, Glenn's a guy's name.
So?
Oh, I'm just gonna meet Glenn.
Yeah. Hey, you have Johnny.
What?
Johnny is a girl on Love Is Blind.
Okay.
So why can't you have Glenn?
It's not. I have a problem with Glenn. It's that it's still shit. It's still not a name I'd be like, whew, it's getting
you know
hot.
what? I'm going to change my name to Glenda. So you have to forever be like, my partner's name is Glenda.
I'll tell you now, it won't be forever.
What? Oh, excuse me?
It's said she returns every 7 years For what? I do not know.
What are you doing? Like, do you know what? I knew something was gonna go down. The moment that man swore in his honor. Men lie all the time. All the time.
She didn't ask how honorable he actually was.
Well, yeah, you know, that should have been a red flag right there. So with the West, it's mostly... it's been scaly, humanoid, beautiful. We've had different interpretations. Do you have anything from me for something that's not from the West?
I do.
Oh, yes.
I have...
Yes.
How I said before, like, the reason I started to look into this, well, mermaids specifically, is because I actually have something from Zimbabwe.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Tapinda.
So yeah, after I saw, like, the thing that happened in Zimbabwe, I went and looked to see what else had happened around the world. So then I'll start with Zimbabwe, and then I'll tell you other sightings, or not sightings, depending on how you look at it.
Let's do this.
Of mermaids.
I'm ready.
So in the good old 2012, you know, as the world was ending, as we know it.
Oh yeah, the world was supposed to end in 2012, if anyone remembers that craziness. It didn't,
crazy.
Obviously.
So in Gokwe? Is that how it's said?
Gokwe.
Gokwe? In Gokwe, at one of the dams, they were trying to install a water pump for the local agriculture. But the pumps were blocked, and local workers hired scuba divers to go down, unblock the pipes, so they can get it all installed and the dam up and running, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
As one does.
Yeah.
So, they went down
Yeah.
in the pitch black void of the water, you know. They went to go do their thing, unblock the dam, but they came up pretty early. They came up and they were like, I ain't going back down there. No, I'm not going back down there. I'm not going back down. They were like, there's mermaids down there. And then they skedaddled.
Oh, God.
Whatever they saw,
Yeah.
mermaids, freaked them out to the point where they just wouldn't go back down. So the government didn't believe them, of course, because, you know, someone comes and tells you, oh, I can't uninstall that pipe because of mermaids. They were like, let me hire some people that are not very superstitious. So they hired some new people.
Were they white?
They were white people, yes.
Okay, excellent. The plot thickens.
From outside. But these new people reported seeing the same thing and refused to go back into the water and finish.
Right. Okay.
So there's more. It wasn't just at this one dam. There was like another dam, same thing happened.
Is it in the same place? In Zimbabwe?
It's in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly to that extent. I think one person went down and then they were like, no, mermaids. But in two separate dams, there was reports of mermaids.
Oh. Maybe my friend from school when I was like 4, maybe her mum did get taken away by a mermaid, everybody.
Possibly.
So if you judge her, she lost her mum to these creatures, okay? So, feel bad. Okay, so did the pump end up getting fixed?
Oh, it did. So basically, right, well, let me tell you the quote that a government official said.
Which government official?
A government official from Zimbabwe. He was, so Nkomo.
Nkomo.
He told the Senate committee, and these are his words. These are his words. He said, we even hired whites, thinking that our boys did not want to work.
Our boys.
But they also returned saying they would not return to work there again.
The fact that he said our boys, I said, we hired the whites.
But the boys.
Okay, that's why I asked, were they white? Because, right, like I said, me growing up in Zimbabwe, we're superstitious people. We just are. Naturally, we just are. A lot of African people are. That's the way that we are, right? So, yeah, if we hired white people, because a lot of white people are not superstitious, like, they're just not. And even they're, like, scared, you know some shit's going down. You know some shit is happening. Do you know what I mean? It's happening.
It's popping up.
It's happening. Because would you go there?
Well, I can't scuba dive, but no. I wouldn't, no.
I would be like, no.
I wouldn't risk it.
I would be like, no. But you know what? The reason why I think it's fantastic is because then I would invite white people, because they're the only people who are going to do this, to go investigate. White people love investigating. They love answers to stuff. So we would send them there to go and find out what's going on down there for us. You know what I mean? Like, it's a win-win situation. You get a cool documentary out of it, and
That
we
is
get some
true.
answers. It's like a win-win. That's what working together is all about. You know, that would end
Cooperation.
racism right there. Probably not, but
If anything, that sounds a little bit more racist.
no. How is that racist?
Oh, we'll just send another group of people to go in.
No. It's not. No, we're not like sacrificing them. No. It's not like that.
The way you phrased it was like,
No.
oh, but they'll get a good documentary out of it. Or if it's a murder documentary, a science documentary, it's one of them.
Oh no, I meant as in like, not as in someone would die, but like, well, no one's died, right? No one died. They just went there. Something obviously was like, in my opinion, if something spooks them but doesn't kill anything, it's just basically to be like, don't come back here again. Do you know what I mean? It's like a don't come back. But like, that's why I'm like saying like, if you send skeptics there, people who are non-believers down there, because they will go. They'll be like, there's nothing down there.
Like,
You're just crazy.
nothing to fear but
Right?
fear itself. You know?
Exactly. So if you take those people and put them in that situation, you're like, okay, go. And could you take a GoPro with you while you're there, just so the rest of us can see what it is? Because we're scared, you're not. And if there's nothing there, you're right.
You're right.
If there is something there, documentary, again, people are going to want to see what it is.
To be honest, yeah.
I would watch that
I'd watch it.
documentary. I'd be like, what's going on in Gokwe? Let us know. Investigate. If someone's listening out there who's a skeptic, a white skeptic, because I know you will be, and you're like, I'm a diver, and I have a GoPro, and I'm going to Zimbabwe soon.
You
This
better
is
try
your chance.
the trifecta.
Yeah,
you know?
this is your chance.
It seems life has given you
It's lined
all the
itself up
cards.
for you. You should do it, dude. We support you. Go on and find out for us, and then report back what you saw. If it's nothing, damn. Well, at least you got a
got a good
dive
story.
out
You
of
got a
it.
good
Yeah, I got a
story.
good story. You'll be the person who went down there and wasn't like didn't come running back up like
Well, they're actually gone now.
Oh yeah, that
so
makes sense.
I don't know if you know how do you appease mermaids? You know, how would you?
Some kind of ritual's got to be performed, right?
What do you think that has? Like, would you
Well-
sing to mermaids? You know, they sing to us, we'd sing back.
No, I don't. I feel like if they are as good at singing as they are, it'd be a bit insulting. Unless
You'd
we're
have to
like,
get Beyonce.
unless a Beyonce, a Halle
Halle. Oh, from Chloe X Halle.
from Chloe X Halle. I'm pretty sure the last name is Bailey,
I think it is. Yeah.
which is crazy because Halle Bailey, Halle Berry.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Weird, right? Yeah. It's not that weird. People have last
People
names
has
all the time.
People have the same names as other people.
But it's just crazy that they're both famous, is what I mean. But yeah, she could go probably. They would accept that, but I feel like a lot of people couldn't go. Beyonce maybe could, I don't know. But
But would she?
I don't know. I feel like Beyonce's singing runs, that I feel like mermaids wouldn't do runs. I feel like they
They just do ballads.
no, they do like long held notes that like go on and like
okay,
no like vibrato.
Kind of like whale noises, sort of.
Yeah, that's what I would picture. And I feel like
Opera.
Halle,
Opera.
yeah, well, it has vibrato.
Oh, okay. Oh, I studied music.
Oh, shut
It has vibrato.
Oh God!
Bro.
Oh goodness!
The Mars Mozart would have known this.
Okay, moving on.
I actually have the name of the other dam here. It was in my notes.
Oh, what's the dam? What's the dam?
So the other dam was the Osborne Dam, and they had the same problem in Mutare.
Nice.
I know this.
Nice.
What? So in order to get rid of mermaids, we did a traditional ritual where they put brewed beer, into the dam.
So these mermaids are Zimbabwean mermaids then, because we love to drink. Love drinking. Wow. And they were like, yes, good soup.
But does that mean they're still staying there, or did they like, oh, we got the beer, and now it's like time to jump out, time to go?
It's a bit to appease them, you know? Either they were like, thanks for the beer, or they were like, what the fuck is this? You poisoned our water, and then they left.
Yes,
It's one or the other.
Oh, we gave them a gift. It's actually poison.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So they did that, and they also slaughtered cattle. So
Yeah.
they slaughtered cattle and brewed beer to appease the water spirits.
Oh, it's for the water spirits. Okay, then that makes complete sense.
Oh, as if it was for the mermaids. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, for the mermaids, that's crazy. But for the water spirits, yeah. Because if it's spirits, right, they can use all this stuff in the spirit world. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, mermaids,
Mermaids need a drink every now and then.
what are they going to do with cattle?
Eat.
No.
They've been probably living off a diet of fish.
Yeah, and
kelp.
that helps their digestive system.
Does it?
Same reason why you're not feeding a dog chocolate.
Yeah, but I know that.
Yeah. You don't know about mermaids. None of us do.
Exactly. They could love me.
Whereas the water spirits.
Where do you think they like drag the humans down? They want meat. They carnivores.
Well, who said that we? Yeah, but who said they're like cattle?
Cattle's meat. Meat is meat.
Human meat.
Oh, you're gonna tell us what human meat tastes? Human meat isn't as tasty. It's tastier than cattle meat.
No.
Like, if I got some human meat right now, delicious, delicious.
Okay, we're gonna.
That cattle meat. Let's get rid of
that's
it.
not what I was gonna say at all. Actually, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that cattle meat and human meat doesn't taste the same. So what if they just don't like cattle meat? And you know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to move on. Same way that like people are pescatarians and they only eat fish, right? Mm-hmm. What if they're like, we only eat humans? Anyway, we're going to move on. This is a weird thing that we're talking about.
Yes.
We're not cannibals.
I mean, I'm not.
Alvin, don't say it like that. I'm not either. Ew. I'm actually a vegetarian. That's a lie. Don't know.
Yeah, why you lying?
I don't know why I said that. I don't know.
Now you're saying that, it's even more suspicious.
I don't know why I said that.
I don't even know if I know you anymore.
Backed up in a corner. I am not a vegetarian, but I support animals.
We just don't support eating humans.
No, we don't support eating humans.
I don't believe you.
No, it's not fake because you've said it so much. It just makes it sound real.
I don't support eating humans.
I don't say I. Say we. I don't either.
I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on.
Please, can we move on? I'm actually scared. I'm scared.
You're scared.
I need to go to church now just to get rid of all of that off my system.
So yeah, if you're a skeptic of mermaids, you don't believe they exist, I have gotten some other sightings.
Yes.
More sightings. There's Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm.
2012.
2012. So let's go back. We'll go back to the first one I found.
Yeah.
And then we'll go forward.
Okay.
So the first one I found was in the 16th century. Mm-hmm. And this had been written in like one of these dudes' journals, pretty much. It was a Assyrian writer, Lucian. He mentioned the possible existence of mermaids in his natural history book thing. I don't know exactly what it was.
Fair. Again, like we said, facts taken with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, Philony, the elder, has mentioned and described numerous sightings of mermaids off the coast of Gaul. It was even reported that corpses of mermaids washed up on the beach frequently. And one time, they got one of these mermaids and they put it in a cart, not dragged it literally, but put it in a cart and went to go show the Emperor Augustus.
In a car?
In a cart. Yeah, there's a documented letter where he wrote about going to show him the mermaid. That's
interesting.
pretty compelling.
That is interesting.
Pretty compelling. This one a little less compelling.
Uh-huh.
So this 2 centuries later in the 18th century.
Nice.
It was said that Blackbeard had a map, like a logbook of places where to go, where not to go. Like, oh, there's dangers here, dangers there. And it was said that there was like a portion of the map that he said, oh, don't go there, there's mermaids that kill people. But I found things that said that's not true. But I don't know. You never know. I couldn't find the actual logbook, but it makes sense. Pirates of all people would know.
Yeah,
If
because they go
mermaids-
like deep ocean, don't they? Like out
Yeah, they go
into the ocean.
chartless.
Yeah,
They
and I
don't got
feel
Google
like
Maps.
see, for me, I feel like obviously there's a lot of we haven't explored the ocean, all of it. We just haven't as humans, and I feel like
NASA was too scared to explore
yeah,
the ocean.
because it's crazy in there. Like we just don't have the capabilities of it, and mainly like I feel like with how deep as well some of these creatures live, we just wouldn't know. We wouldn't, would we? So I feel like a lot of the times, okay, I'm not saying they look the way that we've made them look pretty because we like looking at pretty things, and it's nicer to present them as these loving creatures. But if they're living that deep, it's dark and it's crazy, they're gonna be like crazy creatures. And if whales can communicate, with echolocation and they do, right? Yeah.
I think whales do, yeah.
And they're like and their songs, why can't other creatures deep in the ocean communicate that same way? And for us, when we hear them, it sounds like a song because it sounds like someone singing, and it's something that we can produce with our own voices. So yeah, and like, do you know what I mean? So it's
It's like whale noises. They sound beautiful too. I don't really like whale noises.
well, I
people
mean,
find them
I'm
so
not jamming out
soothing.
to them, but yeah, they're
It could be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this one is a little bit better. So in 1943, on the Kai Islands, Japanese soldiers during World War II saw many mermaids or manfish sightings, claimed that they were 150 centimeters tall, having spikes on the spine, shoulders, and neck. So this picture, that's how they kind of saw it. They look pretty beautiful.
yeah.
So the local villages on Kai Islands of Indonesia had creatures that they were familiar with. They called it the orang ikan. Well, the Japanese soldiers recorded not one, but many different sightings, claiming they all saw the same thing, an amphibious creature that was mostly seen in the sea when on land. The marine creature was 150 centimeters tall, having spikes on the spine, shoulders, and neck. They were said to have pink skin, similar to salmon, and a mouth like a carp. Instead of a single tail, they had two frog-like fins and long arms. If anything, that's like more accurate
Yeah.
depiction of mermaids.
That makes sense
Yeah.
because of living underwater.
Fish, scaly. To be like, oh yeah, it was 150 centimeters tall.
That's a bit too specific.
Yeah, that's
man.
very specific.
Like, come on.
It's sounding fake now.
Now I'm raising my eyes, like,
But it said on one such sighting, came out of a lagoon, it jumped out the water onto a rock, it turned, faced the soldiers, and let out a weird guggling noise. Another same creature was seen swimming in the waters towards them. They didn't seem friendly, and not knowing the creature's intentions, the soldiers started shooting at them, but the creatures escaped and disappeared out of view.
no wonder they hide from us.
First time they saw it.
Humans are actually scary.
A sergeant named Mr. Taro requested the villagers to inform him if any of the orang ikan was captured dead or alive. The soldiers summoned the general soon after, who saw these creatures with his own eyes as well. Mr. Taro tried his best to get the scientific community involved after the war, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Oh, come on, scientific community.
Like, these are soldiers.
Right? Are you freaking kidding me?
You get court-martialed for lying. I don't know if that's true, but again, I don't know facts. I've never been in the army, but I swear that must be a thing.
Yeah, of course, it was like.
You get-
To be fair, like if you're at that point and you're at that rank, right? Was this Japan? Did you say?
It was Japan.
I feel like with how like they are, they would respect is a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because honor, like
Yeah.
being a person of your word.
Right? So like, why would you put that on the line? Well, you just woke up one day and you're like, eh.
Because it wasn't just one person; it was multiple. It was multiple people.
Come on, scientific community.
I don't know. Maybe they already knew it's best to leave alone.
That is, to be fair, yeah, some stuff we just shouldn't be meddling with.
So to be fair, I bet if they did find a mermaid, well, he said he saw the corpse. No way they didn't like dissect it and try to find out a way to make humans be able to breathe underwater.
Well, is it that or just to find a way to like have a defense against them?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, that's
A little bit
true.
of both.
Because I'm sorry, I don't want to breathe underwater. I just want to make that very clear.
You mean you don't want to not drown in water?
I want to not drown, yeah, but I don't want someone to scientifically alter my body so that I can breathe under the water.
What if it was just like, I don't know, like a snorkel, but it was like gills, so you just put it on your neck or something?
Because you think about it, right? And it's like our body, when we start running out of like air, oxygen, and we like need to come back up, that's our body's natural way of like, telling us that we're not okay. So if you take that element away, we saw what happened with David Blaine's body, again, you're going to have really bad health implications of that. And because like a lot of people aren't going to be like, oh, maybe I should go back up now. People will just be like, I'm just going to live here.
Yeah, but like when my hands get wrinkly, they start to hurt. So I'm like, oh, yeah, no, time to me get out of
Well,
water.
not all the time. Mine never hurt. They just prune.
Well, that's your own problem. That's your own problem.
So I don't know. I just don't want people scientifically altering my body for random shit like that. I don't want it.
Fair enough. I wouldn't want to be scientifically altered.
Oh, then why are you fighting me on this?
I'm just saying, if there was a choice between drowning or being able to breathe underwater, I'd rather be able to breathe underwater.
Like, if the world drowned, then yeah, obviously. But there's land still. I'm from a landlocked country. I'm minding my business.
And I respect that. So on to the next one. In 1967, a ferry with tourists were astonished to spot a blonde mermaid on a beach. The people who saw this marine creature said she seemed to be eating a raw salmon fish while enjoying the waves splashing upon her.
I would love to go to all of these places and see
For yourself.
see if I can spot anything.
So in 1998 in Cairo,
Hawaii.
a diver named Jack Diving Locker.
Wow, what a name. Is that a stage name?
It might be his
It must
company
be a
name.
Oh, okay.
Oh, his name.
Jack.
His name is Jeff. His name is Jeff Leicher, and he works for the Jack Diving Locker company at Cairo.
His name is not even Jack, bro. Okay.
Although, Diving Jack.
Jack the Diver.
Jack Diving.
Jack Diver.
That's a superhero right there. Jack Diving.
Jack Diver.
Jack Diver.
Aquaman versus Jack Diver. I feel like that's not as funny as we think it is.
I know, yeah, it's so stupid as hell.
Well, it's actually killing me. Like, that's so funny. Jack Diver. Ooh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. This makes you so...
I'm sorry. I can't stop now.
Whoa, that was like your siren song.
No, that's my impression of meeting Jack Diver. Hold on.
His name was Jeff Leicher.
Jeff Leicher. It's not even Jack Diver. Can we just call him Jack Diver?
We'll call him Jack Diver. So Jack Diver,
Yeah.
he was 20 minutes off the coast of Kai when he saw what looked like a woman just 10 feet away swimming with a pod of dolphins. A pod is a group of dolphins. And she was keeping up with their fast pace, and he was like, what? How is that possible? And then all of a sudden he saw that the little fishtail pop up, and he was like,
Fish person.
well, mermaid.
What was the word mermaid like?
I mean,
canon? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know when it became canon.
Yeah.
Apparently 4,000 years ago. I don't know if you were listening.
well, yeah, but that wasn't a different. This is Hawaii.
I don't know if he said mermaid, or if he was just like
Fish person.
fish person, or if he was just like, damn, she killed a dolphin, took its tail.
Oh God, Connor.
It happens. There's psychos out there.
You are the psycho for saying that.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. There was 10 other people in the boat as well. 10 other people. And they saw the same thing. They were able to see her jump twice before she disappeared into the water. Leitcher, or Jack Diver,
Jack Diver.
thought that was all, and perhaps hoping he would get a capture of the mermaid too, he jumped in and looked, but she was gone.
I mean, well, she was fast. She was a fast swimmer. You're not catching her.
Then an hour later, he persevered. Respect.
Nah, yeah, you gotta be patient.
The same mermaid brushed against him while swimming away, and he caught this photo. Caught this little photo. Bear in mind, back in like 1998, cameras weren't that great underwater.
Underwater. Okay.
Well, yeah, look at the shot. Of course, that's underwater. That's the picture he claims is a mermaid. Again, you can see.
You can see.
Well, you can't see anything to do with a tail, though.
No, but you see, look at how long the hand is. It looks more like
kind
it's
of
like webbed. Yeah. Then that could just be someone diving, though, wouldn't it? Like just really out of focus. Someone with weirdly like long hands. They're out there.
True, but she swam away really fast.
Yeah, that's true.
And he took the photos. They've been analyzed, and they have been authenticated as real. But again, you can't see a tail, so
No, you can't. He really should have tried to get the tail in.
Guess he just wasn't a good videographer.
Well, I guess like that over there. It's like you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it a little bit. But then if
no,
she's
we're just trying to
swimming-
convince ourselves.
That's true. But like if something is swimming really fast, like in front of you, obviously like the bubble and the light and stuff, it's gonna distort it a bit. So I mean, at least he got some kind of picture. Really.
That's true. He could have got nothing.
Yeah.
Although it gives me those Bigfoot vibes. You know when you see him with like, the long arms, it's just like, whoa.
Oh my, the Bigfoot. Oh my God. You know, we're not getting into Bigfoot today. That'll be another day because I feel like there's a lot there.
Back to mermaids. Yeah. So another sighting, 2009.
Oh.
Kuriat Hame Beach. Again, don't even know how to say that. Haim.
I don't know.
So this one was like covered by the news and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which news?
The news.
Haim news. Haim news.
NBC. NBC News. So America.
Tread lightly.
So in Kiryat, Israel, there was unmysterious sightings of mermaids. In 2009, some onlookers said that there was a creature that resembled a young girl who would often be found on the beach doing tricks in the water. They kept seeing her for a number of days. It took a while for the news to spread and reach the general public and get the government involved. So the government got involved, and then they issued a $1 million reward to anyone who could provide solid proof that there was a mermaid. So a bunch of people went to capture a picture of the mermaid. NBC got to do their investigation with a film crew, and they filmed morning and night, above and below the waters, and hoping to get some footage. They didn't really get much. But then one night, they saw a human figure dipping into the water. So they jumped in to have a look, and the research crew did their best to follow the mermaid and capture it on camera. But it was to no avail. The mermaid disappeared. It was too fast. It was too fast. To this day, the $1 million reward still stands.
Really?
Apparently.
What? Okay. Right. Interesting. This changes things.
Although I'm surprised no one's tried to like cheat it and just like put like one of those mermaid costumes on someone or something.
Because you would know, surely. You would know.
I get yes and no,
Yeah,
but
you would know.
I guess if you had enough money, like you're gonna get $1 million. You find investors, you spend I don't know $100,000. You're still
Someone's
making
gonna rat you out.
900,000.
Someone is ratting you out along that process. That is the thing. You just can't. But that's crazy. That's insane.
I don't know. If you were filming day and night,
Yeah, you didn't catch anything? Like, come on. Come on. What?
even like the guy that didn't even like know there was mermaids in the area back in 1998 caught a better picture than people in what was year 2009.
Yeah.
So technology was like underwater technology must have been a little bit better than that. Plus you got those little I don't know what it was like. I don't know if they existed there. You know the little jet things that you hold underwater and it like, takes you along. I don't know if they existed. You could have had one of them. You could have kept it with a mermaid.
Just a speedboat.
A speedboat don't work when you're underwater.
Yeah, but you can put a stick
A stick?
with a camera on a stick,
Uh,
and you have a speedboat going.
I don't know if that would work.
I don't know if it would work, but we could try. I mean, it's a milli.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all the sightings that I had been able to find.
That's crazy. Right. So after doing all your research, well, where do you stand now? Let's conclude. Where is your mind at?
Well, to be honest, I kind of believed in mermaids beforehand. Just because, I don't know, there's so much ocean
Yes.
where there's the opportunity where, I mean, it's 80%? Our planet's 80% water.
Yeah, something like that.
So no way we've explored all.
No,
I
of
think
course
someone
not.
said we've explored like 5% or some shit.
It's just too much to cover. And like, it's not even just like, oh, you look out and you see water. It's how deep it goes as well. Like, there's too much.
There's layers of like dense water where we can't even go
We
underneath.
can't, no. The salt,
Yeah, that's the salt barrier.
yeah, that we can't go either because we would just die.
Yeah, it's
So-
insane.
That we don't even know what's under that could be something else going on as well. So it's kind of like there's so much stuff that's going on. There is frozen water, you know, icebergs and like North Pole and all this stuff. That's all water that's held basically, and you know, ice caps are melting, more water is getting generated. And because of that, we're never going to be able to explore all of the water because the water is increasing all the time.
Yeah, the planet is no longer 80% water, it's 81% water. Damn, if we don't act quick.
So, it just kind of makes you think like, we're never going to really know what's out there. Like we can't know what's out there. We don't have the time to find out what's out there. So the possibility of like, I mean, they're discovering creatures that exist all the time
That's
there.
true.
And it's like, so like these creatures could exist. They're not going to look the same as we think they are. Just like with like aliens, they're not going to look the way we think they look.
Plus,
But-
if we take it in like evolutionary point, like we used to live in the sea,
We did.
then we grew legs
Yeah.
and started to walk on land. What if there's like, because we went from like, what, Neanderthal, well, obviously that's the late one, but it's like blah, 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 Neanderthals, Homo sapiens, blah, blah, blah.
We are
We-
Homo sapiens.
Yeah, we developed up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Homo
we
sapiens.
did, yeah.
So the same could happen for like another half of fish that we
That's
were.
true.
And they just became,
Because there's so much oceans and waters that have not been discovered. And we just, as humans, we don't have the time or the technological capabilities of doing so. So creatures get discovered all the time. So it's very likely that there are some type of creatures that resemble mermaids. They're going to look exactly the same, that are out there. And, you know, if they are, they don't want to interact with us because we have a really bad track record
true.
with other species.
Although you could just say the same with like aliens as well.
That, I mean,
why
I'm
we
not.
haven't
That's
seen
why I'm saying with that too. We have a bad track record. If I was an alien species, I would not want to interact with us. We are terrible. We are very, very hostile.
That's true. That is true.
It's just how we are, even to each other. So imagine being like a magical being. Pff, you're going to get exploited, hun. You're going to get drained.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So mermaid wise, you pro, Calm?
I am pro. Well, I'm pro as in I
You
believe, but scary creatures would 10 out of 10 would avoid.
I agree. I went into this believing in mermaids. I'd say, yeah. I'm a little. It's like I'm not like, yeah, 100%. If someone says mermaids don't exist, I'll kill them.
I don't think anyone was thinking that.
Flat earthers.
Flat earthers are always out there.
I'm not out here to
Gotta-
like prove it to people or prove it wrong. But I'm just saying, I believe there could be mermaids out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like be surprised if a mermaid did like
appear.
appear, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh no, that couldn't have been a mermaid.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, it might
Knew
be,
it.
could be.
Yeah,
I'm not
I agree with that. I agree with that. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for staying with us and listening to us talk about mermaids and other random weird things. Hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to tune in for our next episode